Stand to, MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And the last time, we pretty much finished up the entire planet and got bombarded continuously by Arrow 4 artillery. Clearly not the greatest of days, but we did manage to salvage a considerable amount of great equipment, including a Clan Gauss rifle, as well as the fire control system to fire it. We just don't have the ammunition, but we're working on that one. So, having moved on to a brand new planet, we have new missions to take, and new dangers to thing, and also corporate secrets to protect. A scientist for a Tortugan conglomerate has turned industrial spy for a rival corporation from the locals. She was previous to numerous industrial secrets that we would prefer not to fall into our competitors' hands. The local government leadership has offered to sell her back, but we intend to use the false hope of negotiations to buy you time to extract the scientist through more proactive means. This will be a 1.5 scale mission, 417 priority salvage, 156,400 sea-bills. And let's drop down on this lifeless moon to do battle. Our mechs are known as being a little bit of cookers, but I hope that we can, well, pull this mission off and force the enemy to have to deal with the exact same situation. Moons are not my favorite terrain. I will say this flat out. I do not enjoy fighting on them because there is no cover and it's dangerous. However, RogueTech means that cover is slightly less useful. Well, not less useful, but less required in order to get anything done. So we get to take on this moon and hopefully take it on completely. So today's lance is 7 mechs wide. Almost 2 full lances to drop on this one. And we have Mockingbird in the Hachi, recently modified as of the last episode, with an acid grenade launcher designed to be able to reduce enemies' armor and then blitz them with SRMs. It's interestingly effective. Coach now driving the Tombow. Coach, not normally a member of the A-team, however, he has been brought back on for this one because we have an additional mech. It is basically a discount generator. It has 4 medium lasers, a tag, and a Beagle active probe. Paradox is once again back in the Usagi because you can't pull this man out of the Usagi with his Pirate Light PPC that can fire in rapid fire mode. Jester staying inside the Shadowhawk for now and with a slightly improved heat capability on this one. So he is equipped, of course, with the AC-10 X-Pulse and the Risk weapon. Paladin over here has taken over for Howl in the Phoenix Hawk. No modifications have been made, so it may be a bit toasty. I do have a brand new heatsink kit that I need to put into one of them. I just can't figure out who. And Finn, of course, coming in the Javelin. However, Howl is driving a new ride, and Howl is rocket and rolling a Wolverine. This Wolverine was the first 55-ton mech I believe that we got our hands on after the Shadowhawk, of course, and it is equipped with an Ultra AC-5 as well as an SRM-6 for a little bit of backup. The Ultra AC-5 is an autocannon 5 that gets to shoot twice. Now there is a chance of jamming that gun, but it's not great, and Howl already has -1 recoil. This gun produces 2 recoil if you shoot it twice. So she can handle this thing pretty gosh darn well. Also, it can deal potentially 90 damage for the low weight of like 8 tons. It's amazing. I love it, and hopefully it'll work out and she doesn't jam it immediately because that would cause problems. So, now that the introductions are out of the way, let's get on with getting on. See if we can't run into the enemy and annihilate them. So we do need to secure the area around the scientist. We may even be able to smash and grab, but I took this one for maximum salvage, so we want to steal as much as possible. And hopefully the Wolverine will be able to provide the fire support we so desperately need to accomplish every single mission that we're looking to try. So just going to get ourselves on forward, bit by bit. The enemy does not appear to know that we're here, operating under the greatest of stealth, using our electronic countermeasure to basically scream to the high heavens that there's jamming over here. No, I'm not quite sure why that doesn't give our position away, but hey, I'm gonna go with it. Maybe they think it's all the lunar dust or something like that. The Usagi can just keep up. The Usagi can also get really cooking doing this. It's jumped, it's toasty. It's very toasty. The Usagi may end up being a bit of a problem because I don't want to take away all of his jump jets and his flight capability. I can't put an XL engine on. We got an Arrow BJA, so this is not an Arrow artillery. This is a blackjack armed with 6 machine guns and a large pulse laser. We know because we had one for one of our stream campaigns. It's an interesting design for as long as you can sort of keep the things going. Radiation field, plus 10 heat for 2 activation units for passing through the field, but you also get to dodge a little bit better. I do have a shot with the Phoenix Hawk, but I think I'm just going to run on forward, see what we can actually see from the enemy, maybe identify a couple more targets. So far on his own, but that is not likely to last. the enemy will likely run into more people. But blackjacks, I'm not the biggest fan of blackjacks aesthetically, but they're decent 45 tonners for as good as 45 tonners get. At Clint, another 40 tonner, fairly solid design. It is, of course, looking like a Panther because it's a placeholder, but I have been reliably informed, well, yeah, I've been reliably informed that there is the potential we may see a new one in the future. So, fingers crossed on that when it finally comes here, because then I finally can stop having to stare at the Panther being just about everywhere. I don't even dislike Panthers normally, it's just you see them all over the place. I do not know what you did to do that, but you know what? I'm just gonna launch some 25% regardless. Ripper I don't care about. You don't have multi-target. Yeah, target the arrow, please. Just lob some little bit of chaff on them. Didn't manage to connect, but that's okay. The LRMs are there basically for us to just slowly go through every single turn. Usagi, of course, cannot attempt to do the same sort of jumping maneuver. Would not be a great idea. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a good chance of actually hitting the target. I will lob a shell at him. Oh, but oh, this is Usagi. I'm sorry. I thought it was the Hachi for some reason. So a single medium laser strike, not doing anything at all. Tombo going to come forward, probably have a similar problem. Yeah, it's just not happening out here. So we may as well just fire the tag anyway. If we get lucky, we only missed by 1%. Not bad. So he came close, but no cigar. Okay, let's get the Hachi on forward, because the Hachi has a grenade launcher on board. The grenade launcher kind of just needs to get close. So we're going to shut off the SRMs, not bother using them. Keeps our heat low, and lob a shell. Missed by 36%, and wasn't close enough to splash him with the acid. That would have been a lot of fun if we had managed to pull off. Now, the Wolverine is designed for longer range combat, but I doubt I'm actually going to be able to get an accurate shot on the target, especially from this distance. 18%, it's not worth the jam chance, not worth the chance of accidentally shooting my people in the back. So we'll wait till we get closer, get on top of the enemy, and nail them hard. Howl rolling really well on that one. So she'll be able to move up a little bit closer. This will bring her to 40% on that autocannon. I don't think I need to bother with the SRMs, but we'll pop them anyway. Oh, good hit. Structure exposed already. That ultra autocannon shooting twice with a 40% means that it's pretty likely that it'll hit that second time. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's fairly decent odds to try and grab. Tombo can rush right on forward, put a little bit more pressure on that Clint. It is an obstructed shot, which makes the accuracy absolutely terrible, and we missed the Plink, so that's not going to happen. So there's 2 Rippers so far, a Blackjack and a Clint. The Rippers can be very dangerous depending on their variant. Some have Bombays, which carry lots of bombs, which is painful because when they drop thermobaric explosives on top of you and you just so happen to be in the middle of, you know, a lunar biome where there's no heat dissipation, it can be a bit of a problem. 21% is all we're getting off the SRMs. Pop it. Not a whole heck of a lot of connections just yet, but we're working on it. Eventually we will whittle him down. The Ripper coming on forward, but it has not gotten close enough just yet. I could just let him move, but I really don't want to. I fear what he would do. I can't blitz that. Unfortunately, the Phoenix Hawk really is going to require a slightly different play style this time, because the Phoenix Hawk is currently a very, very toasty mech, and in this sort of environment, probably not the most brilliant thing at all to try and just blaze everything. So you really got to pick your shots on this one. Hit him with a couple of shots, blew off his entire left arm, so that's weakened him to a certain extent. I don't know how much weapon fire or how many weapons he actually stores in that left arm. Most mechs have a right side bias. You'll notice that they have their big main cannons in that right arm. The Shadowhawk is actually an exception. Shadowhawk has its big main cannon on the left shoulder, which is really kind of odd. Oh, lots of fire! Lots of fire hitting the Hachi, but the Hachi was able to survive to a certain extent. I probably should have a little bit more. I mean, it's just explosion. Yeah, he toasted about it for doing that. Probably should have had more of my electronic countermeasure up front. We'll have to keep that in mind in the future, but we have a brand new easy target, so we're going to start opening fire. Unfortunately, we missed with the large laser, so that's not great, because that would have done a fairly considerable amount of damage. But we should be able to get in close with the 2 medium mechs and just body him. He's a 45 tonner. We've got 2 55 tonners. That 10-ton difference makes a difference. Clint moving on forward, gonna go for a punch on the back of the javelin, not able to connect, missing by 16%, and now hisses back towards my people. Now I'm probably not gonna bother shooting him right now because I'm gonna be, well, just annihilating this Blackjack right over here. So just rush on forward, or maybe I'll shoot you in the back, whichever one's a better chance. Oh, this is so good, less good, but still, if I do this, I'm cooking somebody. 60s and 60s, so I'd be able to listen kills, give me the additional accuracy. I really kind of want to kill him, but he's easy meat. I need to focus fire on the big guy. Missed with the autocannon, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of damage in that autocannon. The Usagi can move up right over here to get his main weapons. Oh, it's so accurate. Less accurate, but so accurate. So we're going to rapid fire this. Open fire, maximum power. Miss one, hit one, and I think he double tapped the two. Fire them ultra quickly together. Alright, now it comes back to the very beginning of the phase. I'm going to sit right on up here. Oh, can't be that close. Oh wait, no, this is Hachi. I keep getting it confused with Howl for some reason. But I can be right up on top of you. And I'm going to make you hurt in ways that you didn't believe possible. So, not you, but you. It's a 50% chance to hit. I can't fire my grenade launcher at any sort of aerial targets, and I don't feel like firing my grenade launcher in close where it might actually, you know, hurt my own people. So a lot of damage getting done to the arrow at this point, thanks to the dead fire SRMs. Dead fires increase your damage by like 20%. It's like, it results in like a +2, which is fairly fantastic as far as damage goes for SRMs. Oh, I am so very tempted to try and get her a pair of Risk MML-10s. You have no idea how very tempted I was just to set that up. Because that would have been damage. That would have been the sort of damage that they talk about, like, just with horror. Because it would be, in effect, shut that off because I don't need it, we're under temperature, it would be, in effect, firing 20 SRMs. Which, that's astonishingly powerful. Can get a fairly accurate shot on a couple of targets, but I'm clearly going to try and focus on you. Oh, the accuracy is high. Let's see if we can knock him down. Both of the cannons managed to hit, and a whole bunch of SRMs. He is very unsteady. I hope that I beat him just a little bit more. Oh, no, he beat us, so we'll be able to move. And he did manage to punch the Tombo, or headbutt it, rather. But look at all those machine guns he's got. He is just packing them away. I do want to kill this Clint before he can actually do anything. His back armor is almost dead. The Phoenix Hawk is not a target for him. The Shadowhawks, no. The Usagi, on the other hand, is quite good at this sort of cleanup. So we'll slip on back a little bit, just to make sure that we have some movement going on. You never want to stand still. It's a bit of a faux pas. And we'll shoot into his back. Again, one miss, 2 hits, and he's lost his evasion.
What's up, boss?
You are going to move your Shadowhawk right next to this guy. Oh, it depends on do we want to save it or not. Move behind him. Or do you have an XL engine? I forget if this thing has an XL engine. Do we know? Do we have ideas? No, we don't. We have no clue what's in that mech, but we will find out once we start ripping him open. I know that sounds incredibly, well, terrifying. I'm not gonna fire. Oh, you almost hit. Oh no, he was an enemy. Never mind, that's fine. So we had to shut off the X-Pulse. The X-Pulse was the most accurate weapon, but unfortunately, the mech is just too damn hot. So we need to keep that under control. If we start getting this, if we start trying to go way far over the red line, we'll have a really hard time dissipating all the heat that we need to. So it's very important that we don't shove that red line too hard and we make good use of melee attacks. Luckily for us, the Shadowhawk actually does punch fairly well, even in RogueTech, which reduces your base melee chances fairly considerably. The Clint gotta come around, going for another punch, and managed to punch the javelin in the back. He's being aggressive. He's being kind of dumb, but he's being aggressive. Coach, yeah, I want you to slip back over here and basically just annihilate him. If you can. You haven't really done a whole heck of a lot of massive shooting just yet, so add this to the tally. Left torso has been destroyed. He has a primitive engine on board, so he's not really all that dangerous. Going down to round 5. Finn on 21. Now, what Finn could do is try and get even more damage on it, but no, Finn's going to see if he can wipe out this little panther before it becomes too much of an issue. Fire! Go over that line, that's okay. Did we break the... We still haven't broken that engine. Oh, he bailed. He was too terrified. Oh no, here I blow again, and he's off. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Mockingbird. The Hachi is really good at what it does, and what I'd like you to do is just slip on next to him. I don't get behind him. I want to focus drilling to the side, and just absolutely annihilate him with dead fires. Oh, the damaged left leg destroyed. That wasn't even needed. We managed to shove him to the maximum instability anyway. And he is down on the ground and vulnerable. Paladin, would you like to chill your Phoenix Hawk out? Because this is an opportunity to do... Oh, your leg is... Your leg is like 25 health. Oh, I want to shoot. I want to shoot. Turn this off. This. I would need more than that. I punch for 41. Let's punch. So if I manage to get lucky and hit that leg, we'll destroy the mech and save everything. That did not hit it. Oh, he built, yes! Oh, that's a large pulse laser right there. I mean, I don't know what we're going to use on it, but I don't care that he lost his machine gun equipment because we saved pretty much all of that mech. Oh, that's going to be phenomenal salvage. It's going to be the best salvage. So I'm feeling very good about that one. We just need to wipe out 2 Rippers, which the Rippers could be dangerous. But, oh, okay, they're standard Rippers, alright. Standard Rippers equipped with 2 medium lasers, and that's it. So I actually used these in tabletop a lot when playing in Mech HQ, because they are blisteringly fast. Like, it is nearly impossible to hit these guys. Unfortunately, these guys have not taken advantage of their speed. And we managed to shoot them down with no problem using ultra autocannons. I really like this Wolverine. I don't know what I want... Oh, I know what I want to do to the Wolverine. I want to put an MML-10 on it. I don't have any, like, room for any of their weapons, but I want to put an MML-10 on it. Managed to get a couple... Oh, just shot him down. Good job. Medium laser spam just bursting through. Pilot was not able to handle the incoming damage. We're going to walk just to keep the heat under control, because you've got ammunition that can explode. Both of our main medium mechs are very, very ballistic dependent, and part of that is intentional. Because at the time we didn't have a double heatsink kit that could handle it. But we have a reticle double heatsink kit now, so... Or prototype reticle? We have a reticle heatsink kit of some description. So what we will then do is our next medium mech we will build with that. And that'll allow us to really start leaning a little bit more heavily into energy. That is, of course, if we get a mech with energy hardpoints, which is by no means guaranteed. We could run into another mech that is just all missiles, and we have quite a few missiles to be able to handle things. I'll start walking you, but solely because you can't cool down this turn anyway. So chill. Don't shut down. Oh yeah, you have ammunition that explodes. That ammunition explodes exactly like normal LRM ammunition would explode, which is rather terrifying because there's no warhead in those things. So what sort of propellant are they using? It turns out that LRMs are mostly powered through do their most damage through the propellant. Who knew? Alright, you could probably actually jump up there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep walking, mainly to get these temperatures under control. This is the problem with lunar maps. They are absolutely terrifying when you have a whole bunch of mechs that do not have a lot of heat sinking capability, because it drastically reduces your ability just to shed heat. So we're just going to sit still, see what we can get removed. I mean, look at how long it's taken the Tombow to get under heat. Just bit by bit as we drag our heat gauges down. The Shadowhawk especially needs to probably just stand still for a bit. Looks like the Wolverine is chill though, because it only has an Ultra AC5 and an SRM. I can fire that Ultra AC5 for totally heat neutral, I think. So that is one fun thing about that mech, which again was a very deliberate design choice. We wanted to make sure... Right, hold position and let the scientist board the mech. Okay. We wanted to make sure that we could keep things rolling. Oh, and we wiped everybody up. So it was an Arrow, a Clint, and 2 Rippers. Oh, we're going to get so much good salvage then, because there's a lot of nice equipment on that Arrow, I think. There's that large pulse laser, to be sure, plus mech parts on top of that. I mean, I don't think we have a blackjack part, so we can't build one, but we'll get quite a few blackjack parts on that. Tombow took a pretty rough hit over on the shoulder. Aside from that, oh, and the Javelin's arm took a bit of a hit. The Hachi just got blasted in the face by a lot of fire. Luckily, though, the armor managed to hold, so it'll be the longest repair. The Wolverine, I don't think got touched. Neither did the Shadowhawk. Alright, so 4 arrow parts like I thought, and they just bundle up the Clint parts. It's like, just get it out of here. Alright, so, not primitive armor. Ooh, a 240 rated fusion core. Nice. Oh, we got it! We got it! Double heatsink kit. Thank you. I'm taking that. You ain't allowed to take that from me. So, okay. So we have a double heatsink kit. It's just a traditional standard double heatsink kit, which is fantastic. So this will allow us to sink 60 heat a turn instead of 30 heat a turn for no additional weight. And I really would like to grab those additional double heatsinks, but I don't think that I can. But yeah, okay, that was totally worth it. Got the large pulse, got some more endo steel, which we have 3 of. Do I have any ferro? I have no ferro. Okay, endo's cycling out because I've got 3 of it. And I'm going to grab the ferrofibers. I know, it seems like such a weird thing to do, but it's a good idea. So, lock it down. So we got all the blackjack parts, the Clint parts. We didn't get the 235 engine core or the double heatsinks, which is what I really wanted. Got 4 more medium lasers, plus a pair of diverse optics ones. Useless armor and medium rifle. We also got the endo steel, which is great. We got a couple of, I suppose, urban mech engines is what we could use them with. Alright, so we have 3 additional double heat sinks. So this thing's going on a big mech, because right now we need more double heat sinks themselves if we want to field a smaller mech with a lower fusion core. Most of our mechs have, well, pretty small fusion cores, but our mediums really should be able to handle this without too much trouble. You need to get to a 250 rated fusion core before you actually can manage to cram all of your heat sinks inside. So really that's going to be only our medium mechs and above. Although I suppose if you really wanted to, you might be able to cram a 250 rated fusion core in one of our lights. Maybe. But I don't think that's legal according to tabletop rules. Alright, a little bit of action going on. Steiner took Snowdown from Barak. Unfortunate. 4 days for the repair, though, so that'll be good. We'll be able to turn this around relatively quick. Is that going to be fast enough in order to turn around into another mission? It will. Oh, lovely. So that'll be the Hachi first, and the Tombo, and the Phoenix Hawk, and the Javelin next. So 3 days. We'll be back in action in 3 days. And all of our pilots will, except for Mockingbird, who is a bit fatigued. Well, several of our pilots are actually fairly fatigued. Huh. Wonder what happened there. 4 days according to the pilots. So yeah, did the Shadowhawk take any serious damage? Oh no, the Usagi jammed the gun. Right, that's unfortunate. That's an additional 2-day repair. So that's gonna extend the amount of time that we have to wait around. So the Shadowhawk, yeah, they took no damage in that fight at all. If I wanted to, I wouldn't want to, because you don't have enough energy hardpoints to make it worth my time. Well, maybe, actually no, the MML generates a ton of heat. So what we could do is we could come in here and we could just throw in a double heatsink kit. It would take us a day. And that would bring our heat efficiency up to 60 of 65. That would keep this sucker chill. Really tempted to do it. It's a fairly tough mech. It has a lot of firepower in it. May want to swap out that AC-10 at some point. I really debated whether or not I wanted to do it, and I decided the recoil wasn't worth it. The AC-10, if you wanted to overcome it, you needed a lot more damage than what this rotary could handle. I would probably swap this out for a UAC-5, maybe. You can deal almost all of the damage in relatively short order using one. So, the double heatsink kit, or if I were to throw in our radical prototype double heatsink kit, takes a little bit more space. Our heat efficiency would go up to above maximum. This is why I'm saving that. We will use that for a full-on energy mech. So 1 day, 3,000 to install a double heatsink kit. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. You get me that Shadowhawk to the very top. Hammer goes to the bottom. Gladiator goes to the bottom. So those two are... The Gladiator is an X55 tonner. The Hammer is a 30 tonner, which we're going to turn into a fairly decent melee... Or not melee mech, but fairly decent fire support mech. Alright, we'll lock that down. So, cycle through. Stop. We've got 3 days. Apparently the month ends on the 27th. The Javelin is 1 day out. Is that it? Stop. We are 1 day away from the end of the month. Okay, we have enough cash for the end of the month. That's not a concern. Need to do a quick check on our pilots, and then we'll turn the sucker around and we'll launch another mission real quicker and get some work done. Pilot's good. Pilot's good. Pilot has leveled up. Okay, yeah, 5% heat generation. That trumps everything. Sorry, but we're on a lunar world now. If you don't have 5% heat generation, we got a problem. Overheat threshold or maneuverability. She doesn't cook quite as badly as other mechs. I'm going to give her the maneuverability, just to give that a little bit of extra survivability. Paladin is driving the Tombo, so Paladin needs the heat generation. Well, the additional heat threshold, that'll help him. And Paradox is fine. Yeah, being on a lunar world has changed how we're going to upgrade our people just a little bit. Ooh, the prisoner. Escort. I don't really feel like doing an escort mission. A raiding party. Just a straight up battle. Oh, this is lovely. I love doing straight up battles. They're so much fun. So all of our urban mechs, as you can see, they're starting to make up their own lands. There are 3 of them. Hachi with Mockingbird. Coach was in the Tombo. Wait, was? Paradox is in the Usagi, though. That's how we do it. Alright, so the same lance as last time. Gonna drop on in with 275 tons worth. Shadowhawk, Wolverine, Phoenix Hawk, Javelin, Hachi, Tombo, and Usagi, of course. 3 urban mechs. Our first line lance actually is pretty solid. I mean, it's 255s, a 45, and a 30. So that's not terrible. It's not amazing, but it ain't terrible. I'd prefer to have a heavy to swap out to replace my my javelin. But then again, I think any mech pilot, well, not any, but personally, I would swap out any light for a heavy. I'm a much more heavy pilot kind of guy. That's definitely what I prefer. Because they bring a sufficient amount of speed, sufficient amount of protection, and a lot of firepower. Heavies are my bread and butter. I love them. So, my favorite mech actually is the Champion, which is in this game, which I'm hoping I can get my hands on. So, raiding party. Yar, we have detected an impound dropship belonging to the Federate, its sons. Our local defense forces in the expected drop area are ill-equipped to handle Alonso mechs, but with your aid, we can ensure that the raid does minimal damage. We'd like you to intercept the Davian Lance and destroy it. So this will be 1 skull, 3 of 13 priority salvage, 169,200 Seabills, a straight-up battle on this desolate, scorching moon. Yes, the heat on this thing is so rough. I kind of wish that there was a way to make it so that, like, it orbited. So sometimes it was cooking, and other times it was freezing. I think that'd be a hilarious mechanic, because you wouldn't necessarily know what the next turn would bring, unless they had, say, a sufficient level in tactics to understand that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Probably incredibly frustrating once you actually start to play it, though. But it reminds me of a MechWarrior Living Legends map, which is on an asteroid that is spinning rapidly. And if you are out in the sunlight side, your heat sinking is terrible because there's so much extra heat. But if you're in the shadows, you cool off like it's nobody's business. It's phenomenal. So the enemy is somewhere on the other side of this facility. If we can get there first, we could set up on top of the area, and that would be powerful. But I don't think we'll be able to get there first. I do think the enemy is probably equipped with VTOLs, and we'll be fighting our way uphill, which will be somewhat unfortunate, because using jump jets in a vacuum is not great for your heat dissipation. It becomes a problem very, very quickly. So it's a problem that we're hopefully going to be able to avoid. Fingers crossed at any rate. Paradox, keep it rolling, keep it fast, keep it nimble, keep it clean. Need to always keep it clean, Jester. Jester, of course, we're going to switch on your SRMs, so that you are hitting with the full force of everything you can manage, and a little bit more ECM protection going on. Sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4 ECM bubbles. We are just jamming like it's Woodstock. Alright, Coach. Coach is in high spirits. I forget what I did that made him in high spirits. I think it was movie night? Alright, we got a sensor trace. Reinforcements have arrived way off over there. So it is 2 lances versus 1 lance, which could get a little bit dicey depending on what they've brought. Saladins, for example, would be very, very, very bad. That's a hovercraft that zooms at maximum speed with an AC-20 on board. So good luck trying to hit it. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of armor, but it's certainly not the sort of thing that you want to run into. Got a Savannah Master. Oh, this is a little tiny, like, 5-ton super speed hovercraft. It got its name, the Savannah Master, because the guy who invented it, who created it, tried to claim that it was superior to even a scout mech in what it could do. And so what he argued, he ended up pissing off this Locust pilot, and her name was Savannah, well, her call sign was Savannah, and he ended up beating her in the trial testing that they did for this thing, which is why it ended up becoming the Savannah Master. So it's incredibly quick. As you can see, it's not going to be an easy target to actually manage to nail down. It doesn't have any ECM, it's just stupidly evasive. So I'm not even going to bother firing my cannons at that. I'm not going to risk the jam. It's a small jam chance on my current UX, but I'm not going to risk it, and it's not worth cooking too much. I give him 2. Finger guns. Oh, you hit him! And that actually, the funny thing actually is, Savannah actually got really annoyed because he kept, like, defeating her in the trials, and so what she ended up doing is she finally powered up her Locust weapons to full power and shot him in the back, and his armor took it. Well, guess what? His armor just took it. Oh, unfortunate for us, but hey, he's being fairly reminiscent of the old stories. Get it on top of him, see what... Oh, that's not terrible accuracy on certain things. I gotta shut off some medium lasers. And, yeah, keep the alarm off. Fire everything else then. Oh, another cup. Did we hit? I think we just missed him. After all, he's incredibly fast and nimble. Is that a spider or a venom? It's an Orion. Okay, we have problems. Yes, this is a 75-ton heavy mech, which is just exactly what I was talking about earlier, how I like heavier mechs. This is an Orion VA. It is equipped with an AC-10, 2 medium lasers, 2 SRM-4s, and is pain. So that could kick our butts in pretty gosh darn short order. If we manage to take his head, though, then potentially we could get catapulted forward. Oh, the chances of that happening are not great. Fire the listen kills. Oh, he's chill. He's so cold. He just fired his entire risk and didn't generate any heat. Oh, it's beautiful. The Shadowhawk has been drastically improved. This is facts and truth. And in fact, what I may do now is... Don't shoot at me. Don't shoot at me. Stop firing. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. That is the thing that I fear. So we've got a full-on, very terrifying Orion coming our way. So yeah, that could be better. Paradox, get the Usagi up here. I need you. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I assume you can solve the problem. Luckily for us, he doesn't move very fast. Shut off that. Go rapid fire? It's not worth it at this range. 20% of the chance to jam the gun. I need a better gunnery score on this pilot before I can really start just ramping that thing up massively. J. Edgar tank. As well as another J. Edgar tank. And a Drillson. So this is a hover assault unit. That's great. They're going to be super hard to hit and very dangerous. And that missed by 1%. Dear God, Finn. Why do you always attract all the crazies? Don't know what a Condor is, but I assume we're going to find out in fairly short order. Tombo, come forward. It's time to engage from point-blank range. I want you to destroy him in ways that he cannot handle. Yeah, I think he can handle that. First of all, he's on the side where he still has armor. Fire that. We waste nothing by doing it, so we may as well. That's the argument that I make here. Mockingbird. Mockingbird could actually deal a lot of damage to this thing if she could hit the darn thing. I don't know if she can. If you just stood here and opened fire, it'd be a 12%. Oh, I gotta get a better targeting computer on this girl. Just so she can nail targets at point blank range. That's not moving all that fast, and I've got a lot of incoming tanks. The Hachi's gonna get shot at a lot. Really kind of disappointed I can't find a right angle here to just avoid being seen by the Orion, because the Orion's what I'm worried about. I don't really care about anything else, but I do care about that Orion. Yeah, he's got commanding line of sights on this one. You know what I'm gonna do? Reserve? Mockingbird's okay? Bid? Take aim? What do you got? You got 22%, which is really good. The problem is you've got 22% on the wrong side, and I gotta pull this guy back. He's already been under a lot of fire, and I don't want to risk him too much. So I'd like to get a better angle on this. That'll have to do. Swing on back. We do have a target on it. It's not great, but hey, we're not generating all that much heat, so blast away. Another good hit on him. So he has been managing, I believe, one hit per shot. So depending on what the Savannah Master does, I'm kind of hoping that it moves, but not all that far. Because if it does, then we can probably break it. Because it's very vulnerable. Oh wow, the Orion moving at phase 18. That's a good pilot. He did not have a shot on us, though. Alright, so let's go focus on seeing if we can't hurt an Orion in many, many ways. Although he did move very quickly for an Orion. Ultra autocannon, yeah, blast away. Got a hit on him, and some SRMs to boot. So already we've started to open up on him. And apparently we hit his leg with... oh yeah, that probably is the leg from the autocannon. Which is good. We'd like to leg him. If I can knock off both his legs, I'll consider that... Actually, no. Because there's nothing really special in the VA as far as I know. It just is a V with... I don't know what the A stands for, but I do know what an Orion 1V is. Oh, maybe the A is just because it's only got the SRM force. In any event, it's an offensive style Orion. Sacrifices a bit of armor. Don't know if the VEA is quite that same, but it does seem like that would be a reasonable thought. Beating Suck, gonna maneuver on forward. Gonna take aim on... That's really bad. Why is that so bad? Why are you so bad? I can't fire the large laser into that. Not yet. Fire everything else, though. Missing 3 full times. That's not great, man. If we want to actually take the enemy down, we're going to have a little bit more control than that. Jester. Have you not moved? He didn't move. Okay. Alright. He's dead. I think we may have broken his propulsion system or something. I can't actually see that. So I will move slightly to the side to ensure that I can deal a little bit more safe damage. Not you, but you. Okay, X-Pulse is off. It's a great amount of damage, but it's so much heat. Fire! Good hits on target. Structure exposed. Alrighty, so we are starting to make a dent in him already. Looks like it's his arm. That'll carry, I believe, a medium laser and his SRM-4. His cannon is on his right hip. So we simultaneously want to focus on it and not at the same time. It's only 60 damage. It's a single shot. Only 60 damage. That 60 damage could almost pot most of my mechs. I mean, not my mediums, but it is a dangerous amount of damage that can be dealt. 43%. Take it. Good hit, good hit. Oh, boy. Triple hit on a 45%. Made him lose his evasion. Now, that's going to be helpful. J-Ed, you're surging on forward, going to be on top of us, so we're starting to get into the danger zone here. Because we've got the big heavy, but then we've got all these little lights. And all these little lights can get around behind us. They can start dealing a ton of damage. Mockingbird, I have a new target for you. You're going to target him with dead-fire ammunition. Actually, no, you're going to target him with listen kills because the dead-fire apparently is stupid inaccurate. Fire the acid, too. Good hits on target. Looks like shoulder destroyed. Don't think we managed to hit his acid rounds. We are suffering a little bit on the accuracy on that one. But if I can beat him to the punch in the next phase, well, the next round, if I can have an advantage on him in round 4, I can knock him over. And if I can do that, then we've got a fighting chance to take him entirely. Or at least, you know, partially. I'd like to take his head, just for obvious reasons. If we knock the head off, then I can take the entire mech intact. And 5 parts to Orion. Oh, please do it. Unfortunately, I don't have any weapons that can take his head. So all of my cannons are less than 61 or 65 or how much he has. He has, yeah, less than the 61. So I'm 1 point shy of being able to nail him with the AC-10 on the Shadowhawk. All right, comes back to us, Coach. Good thing, because we need you to murder absolutely everybody. Sprint. Got to get up close and personal. Got to play these games. 42. I'd like better. Do you have some sort of electronic countermeasure that I'm not aware of? 55. Hi, buddy. 78. That's better. Medium lasers, everything on. Let's nail him. Good hits. There goes his right arm entirely. Took out. Oh, we crit his AC-10 too, so we're digging in now. All right, Phoenix Hawk. I want a direct line of sight if at all possible. Yeah, you're going to be shooting over his head, so be careful. And now's a good chance for a large laser. Fire! Is that gone the gun? That's the gun gone. Okay, so we've taken out most of his ability to fight back. Please tell me you're worth a 19. You're 14. Yes, I will be able to knock you over. I might kill you while doing it, but I will be able to knock you over. So he is down to just his center torso. He has lost a medium laser, an SRM-4, and his cannon. He still has a medium laser and an SRM-4, and them big old fists that he's got. Savannah Master taking the opportunity to surge on forward. The Orion may have actually bought that Savannah Master his life with the way that he moved. Swing on forward, take aim at the Orion. I want this sucker to narc, because we're going full in on this guy. Fire the medium lasers. Got some hits with the narc. Gyro crit, target acquired. Is that a knockdown?
I think I hit something good.
Not quite. Mockingbird. You're going to shoot. And gyro destroyed. Engine crit. And that's a knockdown for sure. On your back, please, sir. I have damage to do to you. Bailout pilot. You don't want to be in that mech anymore. You do not want to be in that mech anymore. Why do all the enemy pilots have like 5-6 injuries? It's like, what the heck, man? How are you so gutsy? Alright, I could blow his leg off, but I should blow his leg off. That'll slow him down severely. Or I could just go for the center torso and say screw it to try and save his stuff. Now we're going to save his stuff. Go for that leg. Oh, we broke the engine. Oh, we must have critted it. Engine 300?
Standing by.
That's one heck of an engine. Alright, time to fight everybody else. All the little people now. The Orion was the big thing that they had, and now it is gone. Rapid fire. Beautiful. You didn't break it, did you? He still hasn't broken it. He's doing good. That's a Demolisher. So, yeah, that... I don't know what the G variant is specifically, but I'm going to assume it's 2 smalls. So yeah, that's a Demolisher. That has 2 AC-20s on board and a ton of armor. And I don't mean a ton as in 1 ton, as in the game unit of a ton. I mean a ton as in when you say to somebody, oh my god, this thing is a ton of armor. Because taking that thing out is going to be a nightmare. And that's probably the nicest way I can put that. We're not going to have fun with that one. That one is going to make us cry. Could move around just to get to the side angle shot, but that would be terrible. Anyone see the Savannah Master? Condor? I don't know what you have. You're a Condor laser. Don't understand what you do, little mech. How's your accuracy? You know what? Show... Ooh, I can't see him. There we go. That'll show all 3.
Moving out.
Shadowhawk in position. Center of attention. Oh, the accuracy. It is so high. Fire everything. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to get Dreadfires on this thing. Because every so often he gets really good accuracy, and 15 Deadfires coming at your face is a painful amount of Deadfires. So even the Hachi doesn't have that many. Looks like he didn't manage to connect with us, so that's great. I am so hoping that we critted out the engine and we can get 4 parts out of this Orion, because that would put us in a position that anytime we see any Orion, we blow it apart because we can build it. I mean, unless, of course, we run into a really, really cool variant with all kinds of crazy lost tech on board, which would be fun. We've only destroyed 25% of the enemy, which is rather terrifying. Well, to be fair, the Orion and the Demolisher are the real big sticks in this whole thing. Everybody else, not so much. I mean, the Drillson's dangerous, too. I don't like Drillsons. But the Savannah Master is totally ignorable. First of all, he's got an armor exposed on one side, so he's got to be really careful about it. He's got a single medium laser. The Drillson actually can deal a pretty significant amount of damage, as you can see. Managing to drill into us a whole bunch of machine gun fire, nailing the Usagi. Coming back to us. Back to us. Paladin, you're up. Alright, so we hit quite a bit of firepower on this nose. Unfortunately, he has, like, a ton of health. So we're going to slip in behind him. See if we can't execute. Hi, I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Of course, you managed to miss 2 shots out of a 75%, 70-something% chance to hit. You gotta chill. So that Condor's not going anywhere anytime soon. But we have now flanked it. As long as we stay away from him. He is dangerous. Twin AC-20s. Well, we have faced down, you know, smaller vehicles that have UAC-20s, which is almost the same thing. But I don't want to deal with that. Although, that would be a truly terrifying sight. A Demolisher with 2 UAC-20s. That would not be what you would want to run into in a dark alley. You would be very much afraid, because that would probably murder face you. Hi, buddy. Yeah, let's make you super easy. Oh, target acquired maximally, and structure exposed.
That hit something good.
And, okay, where did you actually manage to hit on this? Oh, the turret, of course. Ugh.
What's up, boss?
Why did you waste your time on the turret? Day game, you have a target way off over there, but I don't really care. We're going to stay focused on people that you can really hurt in fairly short order. Can I get a side angle shot on this? No, not really. So we are going to be blasting at the front, which is a bit unfortunate. We want to get right on the line of fantastic accuracy for all things, which we have like a very narrow shadow zone, as you noticed. That autocannon really flickers off in accuracy. Oh, it's got to be 99s. So heatsink destroyed, and that was a couple of penetrating hits. He's not having a good day, which is lovely. Wow. Congratulations. You have managed to absolutely spray paint this thing. Get out over here. Finish him off, please. Please. Please do it. There we go. Okay. So we can kill a tank.
One more for the trashy.
Mockingbird. Probably should have had Mockingbird fire at that one, because Mockingbird would have been able to finish him off no problem with her dead fires, no less. Oh, that looks like it's good. Oh, that's beautiful. Don't fire the grenade launcher. Oh, do you see anybody else? You do. Oh, how lovely. Target him. Target him. Grenade launcher goes to Bravo, just so it doesn't accidentally hit me. And he's dead, so that brings us up to more, and we missed with that one. The grenade launcher is not being super accurate, but that's partially because we're not putting it in a position to be super awesome. But eventually we will make it there. Eventually we will find a position perfectly suited to utter annihilation. Fire everything. Oh, drill, baby, drill. That cannon. Or not that cannon, that missile launcher.
Good to go.
The Risk MML-15. Yes, it can jam. I don't care. That's worth every little bit of that. Alright, get on up over here. You got a PPZ and you're accurate and you're not afraid to use it. Oh, triple hit. How's your gun? How's your gun? Your gun is good. Okay, continue. It's a 2-day repair if we break it. So, Not as bad as the 5-day repair on the Silver Bullet Gauss in the other campaign. We have an urban mech called Lego, which has a Silver Bullet Gauss on board and a single ton of ammunition. And it takes 5 days to fix that gun if it breaks, which is somewhat painful. Alright, did you not move? Because I kind of feel like you didn't move.
I'm receiving you.
So Paladin is in a bit of rough shape. Oh, that shot is too good to sacrifice, but I can't. Because the mech is on fire. Chill out. Oh, shut down.
Taking damage.
Pit,
Heat's too
can your
high.
javelin sprint get right up on this guy?
I copy.
Because I think you can take him. Oh, you're on the right side and everything. Shut off the narc. Shut off a medium laser, medium laser? A single shot is what that would be. Do it.
I copy.
Yes! We risked it and we won. Savannah Master off the field. We got 67% of enemy reinforcements, 75% of primary forces. So really it's just a demolisher and this J. Edgar at this point. So, Tombo, come here please. We need you to shoot the J. Edgar. We were probably going to kill it with other things, but, you know, it's the spirit of the thing. Medium laser off. Single shot.
Firing.
Hey, we managed to tag him. Lovely. So now we can be really aggressive. Can I get an actual direct line of sight on this guy? His armor is maximal. So in that case, let's see if we can't eliminate his armor being maximal. X-Pulse off. Do we cook? Yeah, we're going to cook just to see if we can't kill him. Yes, was just enough. Had we not cooked, we would not have been able to kill that thing. However, we can now spend the time just chilling, slow boating our way over to taking on him because he's going to be terrifying and we don't want to fight him. But we don't have much of a choice. Howl! Yeah, your Wolverine is going to be an interesting counterpart to him. He will be firing AC-20 shells at us and we will be firing AC-5s. And AC-10s too, so that's not terrible. We'll also be firing those AC-5s at fairly high rates of fire. I mean, we've got an ultra auto cannon. There's a reason it's called an ultra auto cannon. So 2 shots per time is really nice. Don't attack the ground. Pin.
Standing by.
Yeah. Oh, you can actually get a line of sight. We don't want that just yet. But I do want to attempt to lob over some chaff ammunition. So just give him some love. Doesn't look like he managed to hit. But you know what? He knows that he's under attack now. So the thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get on top of him, like, immediately. Because if we don't, oh, it's going to be bad.
Waiting for orders.
How many jump chests did I give you? Oh, you're really well equipped with jump chests. So I'm actually going to think about coming inside the jamming protection. And yeah, there's no real good protection here, but you know what? We got to take what we can get. So everybody under the ECM bubble. And we're going to wait for him to get closer, and then we're going to dive on top of him. Alright, startup successful. The Phoenix Hawk will be active and aggressive once more. Maybe I could have put the double heatsink kit on it. I don't think that would have been a great use of it. It's a 45 tonner. I think we missed. I don't know where we hit, but I'm really hoping it was not us. Because it may have been. Alright, looks like we're fine. Wait for the enemy to get closer. He's got a side to us. Okay, now we dive. Now everybody rushes him. Rush B. Rush B. Okay, dead fire is not going to be particularly accurate. Fire anyway. Alright, that wasn't great. Hey, we hit him with the acid! Oh, he's been fully hit with that acid too. Great job. Okay, so we've got shots and we got accurate ones at that. Cook this sucker and hit him with the chaff just to make sure that he can't shoot back accurately. Good blinding flares. Not as good as an arc. We would have needed, I believe, 3 for that, but not terrible at all. Coach, you're up next. Bring the Tombo in, and you will have shots from maximum range, or you can run in closer, get in closer. We are flooding him with fire now. Cook everything you've got. We've got to kill him now. Got multiple tags on him now. Jester will come in with the Shadow Hawk. And Jester, do you have a shot? Oh, this is going to be threading a needle with this shot. But make it happen. Don't hurt anybody. Okay, I meant don't hurt any of our guys, not his. So, just throwing that AC-10 off to the distance. Paladin, you're up. Paladin, you're gonna cook this mech into just... Oh, this mech is not gonna... There we go, okay. So, well-executed plan. That's what that was. We waited behind the ridge, we waited for him to come, and then we dived over top and just annihilated him. which, you know, fairly similar to how we ended up taking on the Orion. We set up a good position where we had a good concave where we could just suddenly all dive on top of him to prevent him from being able to get away. So I'm reasonably happy with how that turned out. I don't know how many Orion parts we're going to get, purely because I don't know what we did to that Orion. It could be amazing, it could be bad. I'm not quite sure just yet. 109,310 Z-bills. And that will be no damage on the Phoenix Hawk, no damage on the Javelin, a little damage on the Wolverine, maybe some damage on the Shadowhawk. I mean, just most of the mechs came out of this scot-free. Oh, we got all 4. Who had 2 Gauss rifles? Oh, that's what he had. So it was a twin Gauss rifle demolisher. Yeah, that gives me 4 tons of Gauss ammo. I needed that. Now I have 3 Gauss rifles, one of which being a clan. Alright, so SRM quantity, I don't need it. Inferno ammo would be very interesting in this environment. You throw in Inferno ammo, you can probably have a really nice barbecue. SRM2s, quantity 11. That's how terrible SRM2s are. They're really awful. I'll give you the part. Yes, we got all 4 parts. The game has rewarded us. We only got a 165 fusion core, but who cares? The 25 we can get away. More medium lasers is always nice. This puts us up to 17. We'll probably end up selling some in a little bit. A whole bunch more heat sinks on top of that. And normal fire control system. But the Gauss rifles and the Orion parts are going to be great. If we happen to run into another Orion, that would be lovely. So just one more Orion part, and we've managed to build ourselves our first heavy mech. Gonna be 100% honest, I am slightly disappointed that it is a mech that we have used extensively in previous playthroughs. But hey, an Orion is still a classic. I mean, it's Kerensky's old ride. Specifically, Kerensky drove an Orion 1K, which is an armored behemoth of just can take all kinds of damage. The Orion 1Vs strip away a lot of that armor in order to fit on even more missile launchers, which makes them pretty dangerous, but also somewhat fragile. I don't know what the VA version of it, but I suppose I should have glanced at the actual description of that before I cycled on through. Yeah, definitely managed to kick some butt, take some names. Very happy with that one. So, 3,000 for 2 days. Oh, that's beautiful. We will be going on to the end of the month feeling very, very content with what we've wrought. So, yeah, it's going to take us 2 days just because of cycle times. And our pilots are going to take longer than that. That's lovely. Did I actually break the Usagi? I don't think it got broken. I can't tell, but I don't think it was broken. So, I need to sell off a couple of things in order to keep our end-of-month expenses reasonable. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time we post one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Come join us for the streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 5 o'clock over on twitch.tv/Tirak117. We would love to have you along for the ride. Share the video, and I will see you all in the next episode.